Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Garrison. I'm the founder and president of The True Corrective. We have something really unique that we're going to share with you tonight. We call it the spirit of resistance. We took that name from this quote by Thomas Jefferson. There it is. What country can preserve its liberties if their rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? Meaning, they, the people in charge, those who we've put into positions of power, they have to know that we are not just going to sit by and let them do whatever they want. They have to know that if they do not abide by the social contract, that if they do not exercise the authority we've given them with proper discretion, that we are going to push back. That's why we chose this name. And that's what the Spirit of Resistance curriculum is all about. I'm not going to spend time in this video describing everything this curriculum is designed to do. I would instead suggest that you check out our FAQ on the spirit of resistance. If we go to, let me bring up the page. If we go to the top here where it says samples and then click on spirit of resistance FAQ, it'll bring that page up. There's a series of questions that we've been asked often about the spirit of resistance. Why did you develop it? Why do you call them engagements? What is the format? What role do I play as the parent in these engagements? And also, how will my child benefit from a spirit of resistance course? As far as more information goes about us, our educational philosophy, the problems that we believe exist in education, and how our instruction is designed to correct those problems, I would refer you to the rest of this website. Actually, a really good place to start would be to listen to the interview we just gave to the Parental Rights Foundation on their podcast. I'll put a link to that episode right underneath this video. We talked in depth about what we're doing, how we go about it, how our instruction is built, what you can expect to get out of it, and what you can expect your child to get out of it. So that would be a good place to start. I'll put that link in. And then, like I said, the rest of this website has a ton of information as well. Here in this video, I just want to introduce the material you're going to see tonight because it's unique. And if you don't understand what you're looking at and what it's supposed to be doing, you might be confused. So on this page, let's go back to that page. Go back to our page here. All right. So on this page that you're on right now, after this video is a short introduction. And then after that is the actual engagement. And we call them engagements instead of lessons because, number one, they're not lessons. And also because we are engaged in a battle. Make no mistake about it. There is a battle raging for the hearts and minds of our children, and it's taking place in the nation's classrooms. It's taking place on social media, in entertainment, etc. And these engagements are designed to help you, the parent, fight back. All right. So there's going to be 7 pieces to this engagement. I'll scroll down here. I've included the first 3 pieces today, the how-to guide right here, and then the first 2 videos in the engagement. And then every 2 days after this, we'll release another piece. Each piece builds upon the others. They're meant to be used as a whole together. So if something seems confusing at the moment, it's going to come around later in the engagement to drive home a larger point. Don't worry about that. All the pieces work together. And you will see that they're delivered as if we are speaking directly to the student. This particular engagement is from our US history course, and this is engagement number 12 in that course. There are between 20 and 25 engagements in each Spirit of Resistance course. These are not meant to teach an entire topic. Your child is learning that topic in school already, or at least they should be. If you need full instruction in a particular course, that's what our homeschool curricula are for. Spirit of Resistance engagements are like add-ons to your child's in-school course that run right alongside that course following the in class instruction throughout the school year, and at specific points, combating and countering the false narratives and damaging ideologies that are being advanced in that course. So, as parents, we don't have to wonder whether our child is being manipulated. You can just assume it's happening because it probably is, and we will prepare you to be able to combat it directly and stop it in its tracks. The claim that this engagement is, put that back up, this claim that this engagement, let me scroll down again, there it is, that this engagement is going to address is advanced in practically every high school US history course across the country. Whether intentionally or not, overtly or not, this claim is being advanced that the United States stole Texas from Mexico. It's advanced in middle school courses as well, but this particular spirit of resistance course that this engagement is taken from is designed for high school level. And bundled along with this claim that the United States stole Texas from Mexico are claims like we live on stolen land, that it was evil for the United States to grow and expand and advance at all, that white Europeans are somehow own that particular evil out of all the people who have ever existed across the planet. That's what these engagements are designed to target those particular false narratives, combat them, and replace them with true things, true ideas, true principles and values, truths that have stood the test of time, that have been tried and tested. Now, the first thing you'll need to look at is this guide, the how to guide. So I'm going to open it up for you right now. We'll take a look at this. So we'll open up the how to guide. I'm not going to read through the entire thing. Scroll up to page 1. Okay. It's important that you don't just do the videos without looking at this guide first. The first page here explains why it's necessary, how it helps you fight back. Take your time, read through it. And then on the second page, we give you a few suggestions for how you can use the spirit of resistance engagements in your home. Now, these are only suggestions. You are your child's first and primary teacher. You use these engagements in any way you see fit, any way that works best for you and your family. You know how to teach your child. You know them best. You know what they'll respond to, how to talk to them. We don't presume to know what's best for you and your child. Our entire reason for being, why the true corrective exists, is to try to help restore parental authority in the education of their children. So we don't want you to relinquish that authority to anyone, not even to us. So the first option, let's go back to those. Okay, the first option, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the first one is the teacher option. You be the teacher. You do the engagement on your own first, then teach it to your child in whatever way you want. Another way is the team option. Oops, team, there it is. Which is simply you and your child do it together. Sit down, make it a team effort, make it a bonding opportunity. Someone smarter than me once told me that when parents and their children bond over a shared set of values, that it acts as a bulwark against any other indoctrination that they may face when they are away from you later on in their life or the very next day in their classroom. So the team option is a really good way to go. Okay. Third is Seneca's option. So Seneca's option is you have your child do the engagement on their own independently and then teach it to you. It's the opposite of the first one. Seneca said, by teaching, we learn. And it's well researched that we learn things better when we have to explain it to somebody else. So finally, at the bottom, there's the independent option. Because as parents, we don't always have the time to do it any other way, right? Some weeks you might be able to teach it yourself to your child, and some weeks you just can't. So your child would do the engagement on their own, and you can just discuss it with them whenever you have time, at the dinner table, in the car on the way to school, on the way home from soccer practice, whenever. And We make this easier for you because every engagement comes with a set of discussion material. That will be the final thing that we post here on this page. In this discussion material, we provide a series of questions that you can ask your child, that you can do whether you've done the engagement or not. You can still use these. Ask your child these questions. We give you the answers that you should expect to hear in case you haven't had time to do the engagement yourself. We show you how to recognize and correct common misunderstandings and ways that you can help them extend what they've learned to the world around them and to your own lives. You're going to love the discussion material. Trust me, it's good stuff. We'll post it at the end at the very last thing. 2 days from now, we will drop the next part on this page and announce it on social media. And if you've subscribed to this website, we'll send you an email telling you that it's ready. And then after that, we're going to start. We'll do that every 2 days until we're completely done with this engagement. After that, we're going to start releasing full lessons from our U.S. History homeschool course as well. Use them. Use them at home. Use them all. Give them to friends. They're no different than the ones that you will get when you subscribe to these courses for the new school year in September. All right, that's it for me. I'll let you go look at the materials on your own. We would love to hear your feedback when you're done or ask us questions. Enjoy.